Hello everyone, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day and making some really good trades, and I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend as well. And let's dive in right into the analysis because Bitcoin may be headed down lower this week, and again we'll take a look at the analysis for BTC. So right now we have a very nice upsloping trend line on the relative strength index, and I think if this were to break, we may see some, headwinds towards the downside here, and Bitcoin may reach my price targets of around 23,000 to 21,000. But overall, we need to take this $25,000 support here out, and when that starts, when we clear that level and we get a daily close above that, below there, then I think that Bitcoin may be done for, and we may start to come back down to my buy area right around 21,000 to 23,000. But I will be most likely just be paying attention to the chart, and I'll let you guys know when I'm going to exit my short positions. And by the way, I did forget on Friday to tell you guys about the commercial money, so let's dive right into it right here, and I'll tell you guys right away. So we did get the new report out for September 19 of the CME futures, so we'll just take a look at what commercial money is doing. So before, commercial money was actually net short 60 contracts, but now they are only short 2,127 contracts, which is still a huge amount of shorts, right? And they are only long 130 contracts. So they have removed 533 contracts from the short side, totaling now to 2,127, and they have added 13 contracts to the long side. So 130 contracts total long. So still overall, they are net short and overwhelmingly short. So it's something to pay attention to. Now taking a look at the retail money, dumb money, right now they are long 1,191 contracts. They added 57 contracts to the long side and 791 contracts short, and they have removed 32 contracts from the short side. So they are still more long than short, but there's about a 300 contract difference here in terms of long and short. But commercial money is still net short, very short. But again, I am not long-term bearish on Bitcoin. I am just bearish on Bitcoin in the short term. I expect us to start to potentially break down towards the downside, retest the $25,000 area, and come back down to some support levels lower down here. And once we do get here, I will be starting to accumulate some long positions for a potential bounce, and as well, for the long term. So again, a kind reminder that I am not a firm bear on Bitcoin. I want the price to go down because I want to buy more, right? I don't want it to go down forever, and I don't want it to go to zero or anything like that. So moving on, we'll take a look at Market Cipher, and we have just printed a new weekly candle, and Heikidashi is showing a red candle right now, but we have bullish dual band strength index numbers with an 11 and a 0 right here. So if Bitcoin does start to form a bottom, and if it's the bullish scenario is going to play out, and that we're gonna this is a wave 4, and that we're gonna go to new highs, then in that case, then we really need to see some more upside action here. But taking a look at some upside price action. But looking at the daily time frame, it's looking like we have some very bearish numbers at the moment, with a 22 and a -5 on the dual band strength index. And on top of that, we have a red cross, and we are still in red money flow, and the momentum waves are starting to come down. So this is something that you guys really want to pay attention to. You could even take a look at the Bitcoin futures right here that trade on the CME. You also have some very bearish numbers with a 17 and a -5 on the dual band strength index, potentially signaling some more downside to come in Bitcoin. Okay, so that's just your daily time frame. A monthly is still showing a red dot in the 16 and the -5, and the weekly we just covered it, right? And we could take a look at the weekly on the Bitcoin futures, right? Which is, by the way, a little bit less bullish, actually significantly less bullish than Bitcoin. So this one only trades 5 days a week because it's the futures market, and it's open essentially when the stock market's open as well. So right now it's open because it's it's overnight trading. But right now it's showing a 6 and a 1, right? Compared to the 10 and a 0 on the other, you know, Bitcoin exchanges that trade 24/7. But it's all up to you what you want to base your trade off of. See right here, this one is you know, Bybit is showing a 6 and a 1, but you know, most exchanges are showing an 11 and a 0 on the dual band strength index. But the important thing is to remember that it's all about money flow as well. And right now, the weekly time frame is showing that money flow is starting to creep down towards the downside. It's not like significant red money flow, but it is starting to creep down just a bit here. Okay, so that's something to pay attention to. And if we take a look at Wave Edge, we'll take a look at our new weekly candle to see if there's any green crosses again. And nope, nothing yet. We just got that green cross, you know, a couple of weeks ago, 3 to 4 weeks ago, and then we had that nice pump. But right now, you know, I talked about this many times already, that we got a red cross here on the daily time frame when we were trading right around 27,100, and the price has been moving down since then. We'll have to see if we see more follow through. And on top of that, on the 4-hour time frame, we did get some significant selling happening here at 27,800, and now the price has started to roll down since then, because usually this is where the whales start to unload. The green ones are when the whales start to accumulate. All right, so this is your buying, and you see that big pump. Maybe we're going to see, you know, some selling here, some unloading, and then maybe we're going to see some downside, and then we'll see some more buying once we get to this lower area. Okay. All right, so I think that's about it for today. I don't really have much more to add. Again, please pay attention to the S&P 500, because right now the S&P has broken some pretty significant support here. And you know, if you take a look at the SPY ETFs, it's kind of similar thing. And the weekly candle was pretty violent as well. It ended closing below the 20 weekly you know, moving average, and right now we're going to head towards the 100 weekly, and then the 50 weekly is going to be right here, and then after that you have the 200 weekly. But overall, I think we are going to come back down to 4,200 to 4180 on the S&P, but 418 on the SPY ETF. And I think that's where we're going to see some support start to be, you know, created, and we're probably going to get a really nice bounce from there. Maybe even back up to 45.50 on the S&P, or 45 or 450 on the SPY. But overall, you know, pay attention to the charts, and if the charts are telling you that there's a breakdown starting to happen, then you probably don't want to be, you know, looking for some longs just yet. You want to let the panic, you know, set in. You want to let the the people sell you stock that they shouldn't be selling, and then you want to buy it from them. And when they get greedy once again, once the price starts to move up and you start to buy again, then you can sell the stock back to them, right? So that's just the way it goes. And right now, you know, as far as Bitcoin goes, I'm still net short on Bitcoin. And I still do believe that we will see some more downside, and we are going to be, you know, buying at these lower levels. So I'll just leave it at that. You guys can do what you want. That's my 2 cents. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.